Y'all, Wizard101 is about to release a pack that could be mad problematic. We need to talk about it because this could be kind of an awful thing to add to the crown shop. So there was a maintenance recently. There were some data mine files that basically, reached the light after this maintenance. And we found evidence to believe that there are two upcoming packs to the crown shop. I already made a video about one of them, the sequel Fanciful Fairy Kai pack. But this is the other pack that is upcoming, the Dasein Saga Spellman pack. Now you might be wondering, Sauce, I've seen the Spellman packs before. They're not that bad. What could be the problem with this? It's just a Spellman pack. And you know what? At face value, if you look at the other Saga Spellman packs or even something like the event Spellman pack, you'll probably see a good track record on the part of King's Eye. I think these are actually pretty decent packs. If y'all are unfamiliar with how these Saga packs work, and we can only assume that the Dasein Saga Spellman pack will work in a similar way, each of these packs is super affordable. It's 200 crowns. You can get dozens of Spellmans per pack. There are 7 slots in each pack, and 3 of them are guaranteed to be of your school, so it's like a school-specific thing. So for example, right, I'm on my fire right now. Let's say that I opened up the Malister Saga Spellman pack. The bottom 3 slots, I could get up to 30 of specifically fire spellmans that drop in Arc 1. If I open up the Morgan Saga Spellman pack, the bottom 3 slots, up to 30 spellmans each, they would be fire spellmans that I could get from Arc 2. But what makes these amazing is that, yes, you can open up 200 crowns and open up this pack, but there is a very, very fine alternative, which is farming relatively weak bosses in Arc 1 or opening up cantrips chests in Arc 2. These both have very valid ways to actually get these spellmans without opening packs. I think that makes this a good pack to have in the crown shop. Now let's talk about the Dasein Saga Spellman pack. This involves the Arc 4 spellaments, and they have several issues with the way they currently work. So based on the art of this pack, they're probably going to be dropping spellaments from the worlds of Caramel through Selenopolis. Now all of the worlds in the Arc 4, or I guess the Saga Spellman pack, have some weird issues with the way you get spellments from them. Meaning, yes, you can open up this pack, but are you able to get the spellments without opening the pack reasonably? So here's the issue, right? One of the main ways to get spellments, especially if we're talking about without spending crowns, is using your energy with 2 other people to open up cantrips chests. If y'all don't know the way they work, you need 5 energy per magic touch cantrips. You need 2 other people to open up each cantrips chest. And then once you have 3 people in a group, you can basically comb a realm in worlds like Wallaroo or Selenopolis, and you can just open up cantrips chests. In Selenopolis, the way that it works is, if you're in one realm and you open up a cantrips chest, another cantrips chest opens up in the same realm. You can basically stay with one group in one realm and just keep on finding the cantrips chest. It's super easy. In Wallaroo, what the meta right now is it's basically go to the smallest area and you can keep on switching realms to find cantrips chests. A lot of people do this in an area like this, and the nice thing about Wallaroo is every realm is guaranteed to have a cantrips chest. If I was in a group with 2 people, we would just be going down the realm list. We just find a cantrips chest in each realm. By the time we reset, you're gonna have another cantrip chest greeting you at the top of the realm page, right? Honestly, those 2 worlds are pretty nice when it comes to the way cantrips chests work. Here's where it gets to be a problem. There are currently no cantrips chests in Caramel or Lemuria. If you want Caramel spellments or Lemuria spellments, either you're like me and you've played the game so much that you've just passively gotten these from all the bosses that drop them in the main storyline, or you're kind of out of luck, I guess, until this pack drops and you open up the packs. Farming these alone just for these is really, really not worth it. The reason I have these is because of all the dream water I farm for and other things, but I feel like a casual player, they're not going to be having this many spellments from Caramel or Lemuria. Conceivably, I don't see it. Now, as if this isn't enough, Nova spellments also have a really weird issue with their cantrips chests. So you might have noticed, right, in Selenopolis, which reflects how cantrips chests, I guess, should work ideally, you don't even have to switch realms. It'll keep respawning in the same realm. And at least in Wallaroo, every realm is guaranteed to have a cantrips chest, so it's, I guess, not bad if you comb a small area that keeps respawning them. Novus, on the other hand, has a serious issue where you have to realm hop, but every realm is only guaranteed to have a chest, not a cantrips chest. Meaning, let's say that you find a cantrips chest, great. You have your group poured over to you, use 5 energy, you get a bunch of spellments. But if you see a wooden chest, you have to open it to increase the chance of a cantrips chest spawning. If there's a silver chest, you also have to play through it. Otherwise, you basically can't have a cantrips chest spawn in that realm again. It creates this nightmare scenario that's super, super slow, where you have 3 people in a group. all go through their own realms. If they find a cantrip chest, great. If they find a wooden or silver chest, they have to interact with it. You have to remember which realms you're combing through. There's all kinds of issues with this. If anybody you know has been trying to get Nova Spellments, you probably already know how crazy it is using the cantrips method. We're about to look at a pack that, yes, it might be cheap. It might drop school-specific Spellments for 200 crowns, but it drops Spellments from 3 different worlds where it's simply either very, very hard to get Spellments like Caramel and Lemuria. You have to fight mobs and level scale yourself down, or even the cantrips method that does exist is super unreasonable, like Nova. Now, because this is based on data mine files, I'm just gonna hope that this is like, you know, up for debate, subject to change, all that jazz. I think Wiz seriously needs to consider adding cantrips chests that respawn in the same realm to Lemuria and Caramel, and also update that change in Novus before putting out a pack like this. I get the time is of the essence because they just put out all of these Spellments. We're not talking about Spellments, by the way, that are useless. If we're talking about multiple shadow enhanced spells, these are a higher DPP on average. So every Spellment upgrade that you do is gonna matter more than the average lore spell, the average, you know, arc spell in general. Right, if y'all don't know how these work, these are all these arc 4 spells, they're very exclusively either shads or spells that use school pip. And what shads and school pips have in common is they add value to the damage per pip of a spell. They're basically harder to get every round, right? Like a school pip or a shad. That's how they justify these spells doing way more. So we're looking at Spellments that are way more worth it to have, that are much, much harder to get for free. And now they're putting out a pack where you can get them, yes, for very, very easily. But where is the alternative? I am kind of bummed out by this because I really think that the other Spellman packs, like, I had no trouble buying these and feeling like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm buying these. Yeah, they're kind of like, it's crazy that I'm buying crowns and buying Spellments and all that. But I guess, let's say that I didn't want to buy these. It's not like I didn't have an option, right? It didn't feel like a thing in the back of my head that I had to think about. But this Saga Spellman pack, it is an extremely, extremely inconvenience saving pack, which almost makes it somewhat pay to win. Let's not forget, right? They also added a bunch of Spellments for Arc 3. We haven't really seen, like, you know, the Mirage, Polaris, Imperius Spellman pack, but I'm gonna assume that's also coming. And right now, if y'all don't know, the Scion Spellments for Imperia are still bugged. There are ways to recover them, apparently. There's like a 5-step process or whatever. But yes, still, there are times where people have been resetting Scion Spellments and they have seen their Spellments disappear, and this is after they put out patch notes saying essentially that the glitch was done. I don't know if the patch notes weren't worded well and the glitch part of it anyway still existed, but let's say that they roll out this Dasein Saga pack and then they also roll out an Arc 3 pack. You're looking at multiple Spellman packs that involve Spellments that either disappear or unreasonable to get, that are otherwise, you know, determined in terms of acquisition by incomplete updates or glitches. I just feel like that's not a good look. I really do hope they prioritize it, but yes, this is, you know, a video informing y'all about a pack coming in case you've been unable to get these Spellments. I'm gonna assume there's a lot of people, but hopefully this video also opens up the discussion of how they roll out these Spellman packs. Maybe cantrips aren't the problem. Maybe it's the other methods when cantrip chests aren't working, right? Maybe the issue is we can't really farm bosses reasonably to get a bunch of Spellments because you gotta level scale down and still fight pretty hard bosses. I don't really know. All I know is that this feels very different from other Spellman packs, which is why I kind of have a problem with it. Let me know what you guys think about the Saga Spellman packs, I guess in general, but specifically this one being rolled out under these circumstances. I look forward to reading all of y'all's thoughts on this. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a sub if you're new, and as always, if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. Stay awesome. See y'all soon. And yeah.